Hey everyone, welcome to the example of play for Nielsenauts, unless I change the name of this game after I record it, in which case, insert this name of game in editing. Okay, so to review, Nielsenauts is an improv game where you play as sentient AIs who must improvise TV in real time as it's being made, and it has to be good enough or they die. Joining me are my participants, Sterling.
Hello.
And Lindsay.
Hi there.
Who you may know from their award-winning podcast, Player versus Plot.
I like that you say there. Their award wins. There's no,
I'm definitely not plugging anything I'm involved in.
that would be weird.
That would, yeah.
It's not our
But you can't be
podcast.
rude. You have to plug other people's
We appreciate,
stuff.
yeah, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for the plug.
Yeah, I know that the award is definitely not from my mom.
Yes. So, just to review the rules, basically we will roll up 5 executive orders. These are things that the CEO of the company that makes the AIs just decided on a whim you have to do for the next episode. And you have 5 pieces of market data, which are like buzzwords that the algorithm and the marketing team, they or whoever would make that, they predict the audience will like. And then after we make the episode, which is done again in real time with a 15-minute timer, we will roll to see which of those were actually inaccurate. Either the CEO changed his mind or the market data ended up being incorrect. And so let's go ahead and roll the first set of orders and market data.
Right.
So Sterling rolled a 100.
45.
Or a D100. That's
Yep.
a 45. 45 is a compelling antagonist.
Heck yeah.
I like it. Is there a prompt somewhere for like an uncompelling, like a poorly written?
Well, I don't think that would make as much money is the problem.
Oh, the executives don't want that. That makes sense. That makes
The
sense.
next executive order, I think, is for number 30.
30. Avoid mentioning sex, promiscuity, or birth control.
That's sexist.
It's going to be
It is.
tough. That's like, how do you make a compelling antagonist without,
Avoid sex.
In every manhwa I read, a compelling antagonist is inherently sexy. So I don't. What's a compelling antagonist if they're not sexy?
Is being sexy mentioning sex, though?
It's avoid mentioning sex, yeah.
But like, if,
But not
if they're just like
sexiness.
attractive.
Oh, yeah. I think you can say someone's attractive.
Okay.
You can't
like,
just say why.
Brad Pitt is attractive, but like, I don't want to do anything like that with him.
We feel very differently.
Yeah, I think Sterling protests too much here. Roll another D100.
5.
5. Okay. The premise of the episode is similar to the premise of the previous episode. So that's like a free spot.
Love it. Watch that one be the one that gets replaced.
It most likely will. It's in the.
We're going to be like, we don't need to worry about that one.
So the way I interpret this is that it's not like it's the same show, which obviously it is. It's that you repeat the same like plot idea.
41.
41 immigrants.
That's it. Just they have to be there.
Oh, sorry. Appeal to an immigrant demographic.
Okay.
Are we assuming that the market is America? So people who've immigrated to America? Okay.
Or whatever as the table your home country would be.
Okay,
So if
okay,
you
that
are
makes
playing this in Sweden, you know,
I assume most of your player base is in Sweden. So that was good. That was worth mentioning.
that's what the data told me.
Well, I think that data might get replaced later.
I think like the end plot twist is that
50.
the 3 of us are actually AI.
We're actually Swedish. Oh, is that
Swedish
the joke you're
AI, I think.
Civilizational high stakes.
Wow. Okay.
This is from Jeff Bezos. I don't know if you guys knew,
What does
but
that mean?
he Jeff, one of the things that like inspired this game is that Jeff Bezos wrote an open letter detailing how to make a movie and what makes a successful movie.
Has Jeff Bezos made a movie?
No.
No, but he thinks he can.
Okay.
He made an online bookstore that got out of hand.
That is
That's what
impressive.
he's famous for.
Yeah.
He
And
wrote a
his movie
letter
opinion.
saying, this is what needs to be in a movie or TV show for anyone to like it.
God, he went civilizational stakes in everything he watches.
Yes. Here, I'll tell you what he said.
Okay,
He said,
okay.
heroic protagonist who experiences growth and change, compelling antagonist, wish fulfillment, moral choices, diverse world building, urgency to watch next episode, civilizational high stakes, humor, betrayal, positive emotions, negative emotions, and violence. If you just follow these simple steps, you
Wait.
can make a successful
I want to
TV
like
show.
put that next to like, have you seen the
Pixar
Pixar
one?
list of?
No.
Oh, Pixar has actually like a legitimately good list of things to include in their movies. I want to see
20.
the Jeff Bezos list next to the Pixar
yeah.
list.
I just, on Jeff Bezos' standards, I just have a question. When they say diverse world building, is that like you have multiple worlds? Like Tatooine?
I kind
Coruscant?
of
No, I'm
read it as
picturing,
like
like-
shot distribution almost. Like there's a place that it looks one way and there's a place that looks another way.
I'm picturing like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where there's lots of distinct
Or that
cultures.
could work too.
And that like plays into it. I also like that some of his things were so specific. Like I
Yeah,
would feel
so
exhausted
specific.
if everything I watched always had civilizational stakes.
And positive
Positive emotion. I was just going to say
I was
that.
gonna say, and then like it's contrasted with the most generic things. Like, have you tried making your viewer want to watch the next
I know.
episode? It's like, wow, I
Right. So,
hadn't
so
thought
the
about
whole
that.
context of the letter is him being like, "Why is it so hard for you guys to make good TV?"
If
Have
we,
you tried making them involve like emotions?
If we were to roll that urgency to watch the next episode, would we just end on a cliffhanger? Would that be
I
what
think
our
that's how I would
yeah.
do it.
Be
I mean,
like-
that's the thing.
So those
I've
are
watched shows where for like 20 minutes I'm not having a good time, but then something extreme happens in the last 5 minutes, and I'm like, well, I at least have to start the next episode. And then like the
That's
first 5
true.
minutes of the next episode quickly wraps up that cliffhanger and shows you why it's not a real cliffhanger at all. And then
the R.L.
You're already
Stein
buckled
School
in.
of Writing.
All
All right,
so
market data.
market data. Okay, here we go. Roll the 24.
24.
What does the market say people like?
Cultural exploration and differences. That meshes well with some of the other things.
Yeah, immigrant viewpoints.
yeah.
Possibly.
and now this is a separate list. So now that we've
This is the
shifted
market
over to
data.
market data
Right.
and we pull from a new list.
These are like buzzwords. This is like what's in the news lately, what's trending on
They think
Instagram.
it's gonna like hashtag, yeah.
All right, give me another one.
83.
83. Slapstick humor.
Always.
Why do we always roll slapstick or something that's that?
It's possible I may have written the word slapstick humor multiple times in this list. I need to double check.
I like that. This is a
I was like,
playtest
did I
thing.
remember to put that in? I better put it in
I
two more
just-
times.
Just think of Liam Neeson being like,
He goes over the fence.
he's like,
and-
all right, no, not the 13 cuts and Taken 3. It's the Life's Too Short one where he's like, I want to do comedy. I want to do slapstick humor.
Oh.
And
With Ricky Gervais.
with Ricky Gervais
I love that.
and Steve Merchant. And
Oh, I remember
Warwick,
that.
and
That was
Warwick
really
Davis.
good.
It's a really funny
You would
bit.
love his cameo in Atlanta. I'm not going to spoil what it is.
We need to
but
start
It's so
Atlanta.
good.
54. I hope I didn't roll that already.
Martial arts.
Oh, yes.
I think we have a resident expert on
Here
that.
we go.
All right. What's the
Is
next one?
wrestling a martial art?
Yeah,
Yes,
I would say so.
definitely.
0, so that's 100.
Ooh.
Zombies.
Zombies.
Great.
We rolled that last time.
Did we really?
We rolled that on
We
our
loved
last
zombies
game.
the last time we played.
Do you want to re-roll it?
No,
Right?
no.
Okay,
We
okay.
we are.
sticking to it.
And the funny thing is, zombies is not likely to be replaced.
I know.
Okay.
Because the one on our list that's most likely to be replaced is going to be
Slapstick humor.
in the third position.
Yes, so it's a 5 slots towards the middle. It's a 2d6 dice roll to see which ones get replaced. So the ones in the middle are like kind of the hot ones. You get a little bit more points for going after those, though.
Because,
Alright.
like, if we're game theorying, you know,
Exactly.
it's like, oh, well, that's the one we can worry the least about. But then you want to incentivize us to still.
Exactly.
Do I have one more roll?
You do, yeah.
30.
30. Oh boy. Dealing with trauma or grief
That goes hand in hand with zombies
and slapstick humor.
and maybe immigrants.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Generational trauma.
I would be pretty
and slapstick.
traumatized if I was turned into a zombie.
But how do you do that in slapstick?
We're going to find out.
That's the name of the game.
All right, so we got to set 2 different timers. One will be the 15 minutes, and then Sterling, when we take our 2-minute commercial break, you'll do that one. For the audience, as a reminder, you don't really get any planning or anything like that. You can plan during your 15 minutes to air the episode and say like, oh, this isn't in character or something like that. But if you want to just stop the clock, you can always take a 2-minute commercial break once per episode. That reminds me, before we start, does anyone want to take on the informal role of director or narrator?
I'm going to nod at that.
I could try it. I just need to see. I need the list.
Oh, yeah. So, again, informal role. Anyone is welcome to do a scene change or move the action or narrate whatever they want. But I have found it's helpful if someone's like, I'm going to take the initiative on moving between scenes.
All right. So just to reinforce what we're trying to accomplish, Nielsenauts, executive orders. First one, we need a compelling antagonist. That one's very unlikely to change. We have to avoid sex or sexy things or birth control.
Not sexy things, just mentioning it.
Or talking. We need to avoid talking about sex or birth control.
And birth control is the sexiest thing, as we all know, which is why we have to avoid talking about that.
Okay.
Just imagine like commercials. They have all this sex imagery, but they cannot mention sex.
Yeah.
Number 3, premise is the same as the previous episode. This is very likely to change. That's in the 6 to 8 range when we re-roll at the end of the episode.
And not super relevant since we're on a first episode run.
So we can just think of that as like...
We're not in our 15 minutes.
Sorry.
We can't
That's
plan.
true. That's
4, appeal to immigrants for our home country of the US of A. Number 5, civilizational high stakes.
To get the Jeff Bezos market.
Yep. And then for market data, we've got cultural exploration / differences. Number 2, slapstick humor. Number 3, martial arts. Number 4, zombies. And number 5, dealing with trauma and grief.
Okay.
all right. Let me put 15 minutes on the clock.
And we're bringing real yes and energy to this. Very
For sure.
go with the flow, collaborative.
It's
right?
a good default to assume whatever someone did is what's happening. You can always say just out of character, I think we should do this or not do that. That's totally fine.
Okay.
Let me pull.
I already forget half the list.
It's all right. I've got an opening.
Okay. Ooh, I'm excited.
It's more of like the brackets part of a script, like...
Don't spoil anything for me.
All right, and
I
we're
wanna be
starting now.
All right, the scene opens on Ellis Island, New York. The year is 2087. There is a very large ship that is arriving there, and it is
They're still
shipping. It is
using them.
It is bringing in a bunch of people from a war-torn and zombie-ravaged nation. They are going to be screened there for zombie bites or other things, in which case they will be incinerated. However, that is very grim and deals with the trauma and grief of war. We're going to have some really good shots cutting around to the, sad faces and everything. And then also in amongst the crowd is Mr. Bean.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay.
oh, Mr. Bean.
Yes. Mr. Bean is being...
He's fleeing the UK to avoid the zombie apocalypse, which
Yeah.
makes him an immigrant to the US.
Yes, that's true.
It's just like the movie Bean.
And I will say, I believe Mr. Bean will appeal to the immigrant population because he appeals to everybody.
Yeah.
I think there is no way that he could not be liked unless you watch his YouTube channel, which we have deleted here in the future.
Okay.
So hold on. Is he Mr. Bean? Is he
The
is
actor
he the
or his
character, Mr.
No,
Bean?
it's Mr. Bean, not Rowan Atkinson.
So he is
Okay,
Mr. Bean.
he is Mr.
Okay,
Bean.
so this is a
He
Mr.
is-
Bean show.
okay.
Okay,
I like
so
that.
Mr. Bean's in the crowd, and he's obviously very silent, and he's looking at someone about to go up to the inspection officer, and they're like checking their hair and stuff for like lice or something, and like
Zombie bites.
double checking his bag to make sure there's no like contraband, or I guess maybe ensuring the contraband is not visible or something like that. And then Mr. Bean starts mimicking his actions which makes him look extremely suspicious. He opens the bag multiple times, and the guard's just watching him do all of this.
I've never seen a Mr. Bean movie. I don't have a lot of data to pull from here.
It's all right. He just makes faces and
Okay.
like it is silent.
Okay.
So like you just create a situation and then you can just say like Mr. Bean face and
that-
people will be like, huh, I get it.
Like,
I see.
I got it.
Oh, and on the ship, because this is a future ship, there are TV screens, and the news is on, and the current director of ICE is on the screen, and he's saying, I'm the 400th. Wait, that's too many. I'm the something
There may have been a lot of unrest. We
Great.
may have gone through several.
grandson of John Adams, and I hate the British.
Okay.
And
okay.
I am proposing, even though I work for ICE, I am introducing this bill. It's the Anti-British Immigration Act.
Mr. Bean face.
We cut to Mr. Bean. He doesn't really understand what he's saying. He's just too happy getting ready to immigrate to the U.S.
So as he is going through this island,
Oh, and he salutes people.
he
sometimes
does.
as he
That's
walks
very
by.
American of him. Yes.
That does seem like something he would like to do. However, with the announcement of this, there is a big crackdown in the island.
Yeah, people are like pulling stuff out. Like one guy, because it gets a little like, it's like a little traumatic. Like Mr. Bean, like he puts on this smiley face because he's hiding his pain. And we cut to a scene where there's someone in a interrogation room, and this guy pulls something out of the bag. He pulls a cookie out of the bag, and he's like, "What is this?
Crumpets. Yeah.
What's this?" And the British guy on the other side of the table in handcuffs, he's like, "It's a biscuit." And the guy's like, "Book him." And they send this guy directly to prison. And then he stands up and walks out of the room. And it turns out this guy is like the right-hand man of the director of ICE.
And the
the
British will
guy
finally.
who wanted him to book him?
Yes,
like
he
that.
was the one who sent the
Okay.
British man.
He's the
All right.
friend of Mr. Adams.
Yes,
as a
Director Adam.
Adams Jr. Yeah.
as a Nielsenaut, I do want to say I do want to explore this thread of reverse imperialism against the British. Like I think we should really delve into that. I think that's a really neat topic, and it could really touch on the civilizational
Immigrants,
high stakes.
especially, like for example, Indian immigrants, will really like this exploration of what if the British were oppressed.
Anyways, back to the show on that one.
Beautiful. I think we pan to a young girl who is in tears. She sees Mr. Bean as a friendly face, another British face, she can tell in the crowd. And she goes to him. She's gotten separated from her parents somehow, and she is clinging to him. And he wants to help her. You see him try to put his arms around her, but he's very awkward. He trips. Now he's pushed the girl over, and this moves her coat and reveals a pretty grotesque
Zombie bite.
zombie bite.
Yeah. Which I think Mr. Bean doesn't notice it, but we notice it. And Mr. Bean goes through the screening, and he just like accidentally knocks over a bunch of things, and they're just like, hurry up and get him through. And they get him through because he technically doesn't like register on any of their stuff. They just assume he's going to get thrown back when he goes to the next stage, the post-zombie
Yes.
screening stage.
Yes.
And they let him carry his quote-unquote daughter with him.
Uh-oh. That's not good for Ellis Island, I'm feeling. I think the tone of this is going to shift a little. It's going to get a little bit grittier and darker. The camera work is going to become a little browner, kind of like 2000s video games, like early 2000s video games. Yeah.
I think we see on the TV the director of ICE, his message is playing in loop. And at some point, the camera zooms into the TV, a close up of his face. He finishes his message. And as the camera pans out, we are now like with him in his office. I don't actually know where that would be.
I don't know either.
I don't know. But he's there. And we see him experience a mix of emotions on his face. He goes over his notes and he looks to his assistant, who looks kind of horrified by this proclamation that he has just sent out. And she says, "Sir, don't you Don't you think that's a bit extreme?
And John Adams Jr. is like, well, it might be extreme, but with the knowledge that I just obtained, it's the only way we can save the world and the civilizations that live on it. And we need to stop one man. We need to stop him from getting here, because if he does, society as we know it is going to change forever.
Wait, he's not talking about Mr. Bean, is he? Because isn't Mr. Bean through the customs?
We've already failed.
That's the dramatic irony.
Oh, he doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
It's almost like,
No, 'cause
sir,
he's
Mr.
elsewhere.
Bean just
He's
made it through
elsewhere.
customs.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean is going to be my compelling antagonist.
Where are we at on time?
We have 6.5 minutes left.
Do we want to pause now?
Let's take a break.
Commercial break.
All right, it's pause. Let's start the 2-minute
All right, it started.
commercial break.
So we are jumping to our separate timer for the 2 minutes.
So okay, so I guess now we're looking at this more from like, I think it's smart to not dwell on Mr. Bean too much, because we'd just be describing him walking into things or doing.
Yeah, I think
things.
that well would run dry quickly.
So let's jump to
but he would be a compelling antagonist.
yeah.
He is
Mr.
now
Bean
snuck,
is a force of nature.
he snuck
He
the
is a
zombie
force of
girl
nature.
in. I like that. Where would the director Adams Jr. have gotten his information from? Like, what is that? Where are we going with that? What is?
I think the manifest for the ship, maybe like it shows one less passenger getting on the ship from
Okay.
the UK than there is getting off of
So he
the
knows
ship.
there's like a chaotic element perhaps there.
Well, there's probably a stowaway.
Yeah. Okay.
And if
okay.
that stowaway wasn't screened and they think they screened everyone, that's a huge security risk.
Okay.
Everybody on that ship could be infected.
Okay. Like that.
But we also know that he thinks Mr. Bean in particular is a threat. And I think it's because he knows he's Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean
He's
is,
familiar with.
Yeah, he knows.
Bean?
is a wrench.
He saw the movie Bean, where Mr. Bean sneezed on that famous paint, like it's a Mona Lisa
Oh my gosh.
important painting, and then wiped it with his handkerchief and like destroyed it.
This is baffling to me again as someone who has never seen a Bean, a Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's our plan for the next 6 minutes? Are we staying with the director?
I think we
then?
should go. I think that, okay, we can't follow the director because he's just in his office.
Right.
Let's have him send an intern or something.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
we're gonna
okay.
follow the
I
intern,
like
yes.
it.
Yeah,
I like
you
it.
intern's also an immigrant, and so he might sympathize with the
Another British immigrant.
No, this one's not British. So we see two
Okay.
sides of the immigrant.
Okay,
story.
where's this one? Where's this guy?
Ian, yeah. This guy is from Canada.
Yes.
Really, Canada?
Done.
Okay,
We-
he's from Canada.
You had a chance.
All right, that's true. It's
Okay. And so that's our 2-minute timer, and we're transitioning to restart the 15-minute timer.
Yes. And go. Okay, cut back to the office. We see this guy at a cubicle. The cubicle is a mess. This guy, he has a box of maple flavored cookies.
Yeah, he's got a little Canadian flag, but not like a full one. It's like he printed it off on his work printer, the color printer at work, and then like cut it out. But it printed off like kind of low res, and like the printer was low on ink. So it's a kind of a sad looking Canadian flag, but it's meaningful to him.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like we're getting a sense that his first week, he's in over his head. He doesn't really understand what ICE does completely. He just polited himself into having this job, and he
He
gets
sailed his
called-
way up a little.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets called in because see, they needed more immigrants at ICE to like
Yes.
improve their PR.
And he went
they
into
picked
it,
the Canadian guy.
as you can see from like his, I don't know, is he narrating over perhaps thinking about, or maybe he's calling his mom back in Canada, and she's like, she has this vision of what he does for work. Like she's like, oh, I can't believe that
she
you're
probably thinks he's like
out
a
there on the front
Mountie.
lines. You're like doing it. Yeah.
He's like a border.
Yes,
Mountie.
like a weird, in her mind, he's like this like hero lawyer, but also a Mountie. Like it's where that merges together, but he's just doing some like grunt work, and he's trying to. It gives the energy of like Judy Hopps in Zootopia. Like she made it, and her dream job is not it.
And on the phone call, like the mom's like, "Eh, honey, you get to use your martial arts, Annie." I don't know what that accent was, but like,
Is that a little Yiddish?
Yiddish.
Well, it just means that Sterling sees Canadian people as just
true.
like him.
Yes, no, I love that though. The mom is like, I know this
Jewish
is your
Canadian.
dream, Jewish. I know this is your dream, but we put so much effort into your martial arts training growing up. Like,
Yeah.
is that coming up? Is that in your day to day? Are you safe? You've spent
And he's
so
getting
many
like
years.
a little annoyed because his mom calls him like every day at work, and then suddenly someone's like, "Wait, what's this
We
guy's
haven't named
name?"
him. Go for it. Christen him.
Robbie. Robbie. The boss wants to see you, and he's like, "Mom, I gotta go. The boss wants to see me." And she's like, "Mr. Popular." Then he hangs up the phone. She cuts her off in the middle of that, and he ends up in the boss's office. He's like, "Sir, he salutes," and he doesn't really know how America works just yet.
Improper salute.
Ooh,
Whatever.
the
Go on.
improper. Ooh, I like that. Okay, you're the director.
No. I was just saying it was an
It's like
improper
he does it with a
salute.
cup.
Oh, I thought the director responded that way.
He
Like,
salutes in a way that makes it look like he's trying to look off into the distance.
Oh, I like that.
It's like
I don't
poetic.
actually know how Canadian people salute. I think
Probably
they
the
probably
same
salute
way.
the same exactly.
I barely know the way Americans salute. So.
How much time we got left? We gotta wrap this up.
We have three and a half minutes.
Okay, we got time.
We got time. So we got an ending coming up. The director is like, well, Robbie, I don't know why I'm sharing this information with just a lowly intern, but I think you're the only person I can trust. Everybody else here is too embroiled in the politics of it all. And I need to know that you're going to be backing me the whole time.
I think the director suspects some sort of British alliance with some people in his,
But not with the
Apartment.
Canadian.
but not with the outsider, the new outside kid.
The Canadian, who's still has
think
the
he's more-
queen on his money.
He's more French than British. I
Okay.
feel like
Oh,
he's
I
more
see.
French Canadian
Okay.
energy.
He's from Quebec.
Yes.
Couldn't you tell from the accent of his mother?
Yeah, she's a Jewish Quebecian.
So that piece of information that's so important is in this letter, and it's sealed, but you can't look at it until later this evening.
Until you arrive at your destination.
Yes.
Okay.
It's his target is in the letter because the director doesn't want him to know he's going on a mission to kill a kid. He has to be in too deep by the time he finds that
Oh,
out.
there's a kill order in there.
So he's like, you need to get yourself to New York City as fast as you possibly can. Get on the next flight out. Don't ask any questions.
yeah. The
You will
safety
receive
of
further
civilization could depend on your ability to follow these orders.
Yes. And then when the intern leaves, the other person in the office, she's like the deputy. She's like, "Sir, this is a suicide mission." And he says, "I know."
With what little time we have, he's in the airport, and as he's going through security, all he has is the big envelope that was given to him with the instructions. And they're like, "All right, go through." And he's like, "No, you have to put the envelope on the TSA agent's like, you have to put the envelope on and through security." And he puts it through, and it goes off, and they're like, they push him to a side, an interrogation room, and they open it up, and they pull out a gun.
What?
Wow. And then they put a cookie on the table, and they're like, "What is this?" And he's like, not sure what to say. And then as he opens his mouth, we cut to credits.
I can dig it.
What do Canadian people? I think they call them cookies. Canadian people. I'm Canadian.
You are
I am
Canadian.
Canadian, technically. I should
Quick,
probably
text your
know
parents.
this.
All right.
All right, so let's stop the timer and let's see. We probably should have used that time to plan the next episode, but whatever.
Boy, howdy.
what we
I don't
did.
know where.
I think we might get canceled and have to start a new show, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know. I think we touched upon.
I was not very inspired.
I am not confident, but it's okay. I mean, showing a show get canceled in the first episode is good. We can start a new
What
one.
are we, Netflix?
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, I think that is kind of the point.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, shots fired. All right, time to choose or roll and see what
Oh,
things
yeah, good point. Yeah.
were
changed.
changed.
So
Okay.
roll 2d6
9. So
that appeal to immigrants. Boy,
Bummer.
we sure put a lot of eggs in that basket.
So now we re-roll to see what it becomes. Is that correct?
yep,
Yes.
15.
Okay, so
Okay, so Sterling rolled a D6.
2d6.
2d6s to
Got a
see
9.
which one changed on the 1 to 5 for executive orders. and rolled the 9, which tells us that we are changing out order number 5, right?
Order
Number 4.
Oh, see, order number 4.
So, and we are changing that out for, what did you roll?
15.
So then he rolled like the, D100s?
Yep.
The replacement. A core plot turn involves Wiser Chef's defense knives. No
Sorry,
comment on
Wiser.
Wiser.
I think
It was
it's
an
brand
Easter
name.
egg for myself.
Chef. That was the brand name. I like
Yes,
that. Okay,
Wiser
okay.
Chef's defense knives. I don't know any Wisers.
I was thinking like WISER. Okay, I like that.
It has to be a core plot turn.
Okay, so we're probably going to get
No points there.
0. I don't remember putting in a plot turn with a knife.
I think
should've
we
said
would
it was a
remember.
knife.
It has to be Wiser Chefs.
Yeah, there's no fumbling your way into that one. Okay. So, and then do we want to score these 5 and then do the next chunk, or do we want to roll for the change in?
Roll for the change.
Okay. So
Well, I think it's 2 each, right? So
Is it 2 each?
let me just double check. I'm pretty sure.
if only I knew the guy who wrote this.
If only the guy who wrote this knew what the fuck he was doing. Yeah, it's 2 each.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we are rolling a second set of 2d6s.
8.
8. Premise is same as previous episode.
Okay.
Good.
So that's the third one. Yeah.
30. I feel like we've rolled a 30.
Avoid mentioning sex. Yeah, let's replace.
So
that with-
re-roll so it's not 2 of the same.
I'm sorry. I looked at it wrong. It was a
Did,
3.
Did you? Okay. Characters change in pursuit of their goal. I saw him rearrange the dice. All right.
Peak laziness. Okay. So now we're going to roll for the market demands.
Yep.
So again, we start with 2d6s.
10.
10. So we lost zombies. Great.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
But you know,
The market is
she's got
fickle.
something. It could be something else.
That's true. That's true.
65.
So the D100 helps us replace
So we're
that.
replacing that with market data. 65 neurotic savants.
Mr. Bean.
I mean, we'll cover that.
It could be the intern.
We will talk about
Could be the
that.
intern, but I
I think it's Mr.
I think it's Mr.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so now we need to roll for a second one in market demands. So
11.
D6s.
11. So we're dealing with trauma and grief.
Oh, good.
Secretly relieved about that one.
Great.
All right, what's
Still
that we're
have
being
slapstick,
replaced
though.
with? Yeah.
43.
43 ghosts.
Mother of pearl.
And this one probably won't change. But then again, we said the same thing about trauma.
Also, like a peek behind the curtain, when we did this off the mic, we rolled zombies and ghosts.
Oh, last time.
Yeah, what are the odds?
I think our dice are
Easily
weighted.
calculated, but
Oh, right. So let's score ourselves.
okay.
So episode 1.
So again, the scoring process is, you want to walk us through that again?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you go ahead. Yeah.
no, you cheer your game.
Well, actually, I want to see if how easy it is to remember.
So essentially, if we didn't hit it at all, we get a 0. If we think we kind of touched on it, but it wasn't great, we get a 3. And if we think we nailed it, then we get a 6.
Exactly right.
Is there also one where we rate how good overall we think it is? Wasn't that also part of it?
There's 3 parts to it. One is like just our general rating of the episode, and then the executive orders is a chunk, and then market data is a chunk.
Okay.
So, what would you rate this? Out of,
was
I believe it's
bad.
out of 30. This is bad. This was a bad show.
Out of
Are
30.
you kidding me? This
I
show,
knew you would love this.
this show sounds like my jam.
Oh my gosh.
Here's one that we didn't do. Did most scenes serve a purpose and deliver on what you believe to be the show's key selling points? I mean, they served a purpose, but I think they were more for us than the show.
Mr.
I don't
Bean
even know
cost-
the direction. I felt so thrown off by the fact that we open on Mr. Bean that I was like, I don't know the direction to go.
I mean, here's the killer.
Mr.
Would you watch another episode of the
no,
show?
I would.
I
not.
would.
I would not.
No for me.
I would not.
I would.
All right. Let's get to our ratings then. What would you give this out of 30?
Probably like an 18.
Oh my god. I would give this like a 9.
What?
What would you give it, Chris?
I'm actually going through the suggested metric.
Okay, read the metric.
So this, again, we can make up our own metrics for this part, but this is the suggestion.
My personal metric was just my feelings. So I'm ready to hear the
This one was like, this one doesn't matter much. Did characters, locations, or concepts from previous episodes return?
Mm-hmm.
Did interesting situations emerge that relate to the show's original premise?
Yes.
Did most scenes serve a purpose, deliver on the key selling points? Was there a satisfying or notably unsatisfying ending? Would you watch another episode of this show?
Yes.
I would give this a solid 12.
Okay. Do we want to average our 3 scores?
Okay, what did you give it?
A 9.
What did you give it?
18.
18.
So 27 plus 12 is 39. So that's a 13.
All right, that's a 13.
You would watch this show.
Oh, heck yeah.
I mean, I am interested in, like, you know that you remember that Pokemon movie where
I
it's
love
just, like,
the way this sentence is started.
Snorlax is like, he wakes up and then they have an emergency Snorlax response team and they're like, oh my
Yes.
God, this is like a catastrophe. And they have like a Snorlax cop unit like mobilized, like park rangers or something.
Yes.
I know that there was a bit like this in the Electric Child of Pikachu, but
Yeah.
This is the real.
It's like a short before one of the
Mr. Bean
movies
is
or
like the
something.
real world equivalent
Yeah.
of what if Snorlax wakes up.
Yeah. He's the slightly more real
Like
world
Britain's
equivalent.
already managed to know how to deal with Mr.
Well,
Bean.
Britain put him on the
America's
boat.
not ready.
If you ever wonder why he immigrated,
Mr. Bean is the sleeping tiger.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's more of a China reference, but still, you don't wake it up. But he's
I mean, I would definitely watch what Sterling envisioned, which is like someone tasked with stopping Mr. Bean from having a Mr. Bean movie happen.
I would take on that task.
All right.
you are going up against a force of nature. Mr. Bean is unstoppable.
Mr. Bean is the threat to civilization.
He is the alpha and the omega.
Not even because of a zombie virus, just because of his existence.
All right. Let's see how he did with the
Mr. Bean-
executive order.
Okay, okay.
Mr. Bean's
So
going
we're
to crush
ranking-
that zombie virus in the next episode. No more zombies.
I feel like Sterling came into this knowing Mr. Bean was going to be in this
He
show.
did. He woke up this morning and was like, tonight I'm going to put Mr. Bean into that.
And we're going to record it, too.
Yes.
All right. Compelling antagonist, 0, 3, or 6?
6.
I mean, I kind of thought the anti-British prejudice thing was funny, but I don't know how compelling that is.
In my
He's not
head.
the antagonist.
Okay. So we didn't
Oh,
go.
you're right. Mr. Bean.
We didn't go this direction, but before it was decided that Mr. Bean is the antagonist, I was thinking in my heart, as the little history lover I am, that John Adams' like descendant was going to have some sort of parallel to like the
Boston.
XYZ affairs.
Ooh,
What?
I thought it was like defending in the Boston Massacre.
No, but although that is a great note too. Brief side note. I want everyone to know that John Adams was the attorney who defended the British in the Boston Massacre, because really we use the term massacre, but like probably wasn't.
5 people died.
Yeah. And it was just kind of like chaos and whatever.
Sounds like you really
So,
love the British. I don't know.
Don't tell the U.S. government in the year 2050 or whatever.
28.
So anyway, I thought we were going to have some like cool historical parallels where he's like shouldering like, no, John Adams I think was present during the
I'm sorry.
XYZ
You expected
affair.
us to have historical parallels.
Anyway, I thought that would make him a very compelling antagonist. But now Mr. Bean is the antagonist. I'm going to give it a 3. That's a 3 for me.
I think I would give it. I'll give it a 6. I'm
It's a
sorry.
6.
The promise of Mr. Bean as a antagonist just almost sells the show by
Okay,
itself.
all right. That's
Yeah,
a 6
and
then. That's a
John
6.
Adams Jr. is going to like absolutely crush it as like the shadow puppet protagonist.
All right.
Okay.
Avoid sex talk or birth control. We did that.
Nailed
I was
it.
even going to have the girl ask him, where do babies come from? And he would just say stork.
Love that. Like it's
But we
really
did it.
earnest. Yes, 6. Easy 6.
We're at 12 so far. Okay. Characters change in pursuit of goal. I don't think anyone changed.
No one's
even a little
changed.
bit.
Mr. Bean cannot change. He is a force.
Core plot turn involves Weiser, Chef's Knives. No.
No, that one- that-
Civilizational high stakes.
6.
Yes.
Yeah.
6. We nailed it.
So the two that changed, we got zeros on.
Yep.
The
All
name of the game.
Market data, cultural exploration and differences. It was a
3.
little token. I
3.
think.
We had some biscuits.
Yeah. We tried our best with the Canadian and just revealed that we know nothing about Canadians.
Yeah, even those of us who were maybe even born there.
Man, Alex Trebek would be disappointed in us.
Oh, and Michael Bublé, he's my favorite Canadian.
Alex Trebek's mine.
I would think it would have been funny for the joke to be like the guy is like Hispanic or Indian or something, but everyone just says he's Canadian.
I like that.
Like to the Americans, like that he just
That
is so
supersedes.
Canadian.
Yeah. No, that can still happen.
Well, because
we haven't described
it's
him.
slightly more adjacent to the British, I guess.
Ooh, okay, feeds into the discrimination.
All right, slapstick humor. We just kind of hinted at it, I think.
I think the existence of Mr. Bean checks that box.
I give that one a 3.
We had a couple moments, right? He slapsticked his way, getting the girl through
But
security.
can we really just say Mr. Bean slapsticks his way through?
So we weren't descriptive enough.
We had to.
3. Okay, I had to say
I give it a 3.
What's your Sterling? Give it your.
I mean, comparing that with like the market force that disappeared, which was dealing with trauma and grief, I think that's like a hard balance to.
I understand.
The opening montage was war-torn countries or something, or zombie-torn countries.
Enter Mr. Bean.
And enter Mr. Bean.
Either way, 3. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I would give this a 3.
Fine, I'll take it.
Martial arts, 0.
3.
Someone said
3.
Someone said the word martial
3.
arts.
That's a 3.
No,
It's a whole
we're setting it up.
conversation.
We're setting up the martial arts
Giving
that
it a 3.
that
It
Robbie
does not
has.
say martial arts are performed.
That's true.
It just says
That's true. It's the
martial
first
arts.
episode. If the audience is into martial arts,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, this guy
Can't wait
knows
to
martial
see
arts.
the martial arts.
Canadian martial arts,
Yes.
which I have hitherto not heard of."
Yeah.
It's Canadian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, CJJ. I hope that's not like initials for something else. Do you ever like say something? You're like, I hope like my naivete is not going to hold me back here.
All
Well,
right.
that's happened, yes. A few times.
Neurotic savants. I don't know if Mr. Bean qualifies as a savant
Or neurotic.
or neurotic. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think I
Or 0. I almost gave it a 3 because I'm like, I don't know anything about Mr. Bean really.
trust Lindsay's judgment.
I'm gonna say 0.
She's very
I
fair.
give it a 3.
0.
Fine.
Ghost
I'm out.
0.
0. Oof. Did
Okay.
this episode make it?
No, we didn't. But let me just total it up. So we had cultural exploration was like 3, 6, 9, 0, 0. So 9. So 13 plus 8 is 21, 31, 9, 40. We did it.
We did it.
We got a
That's
second
terrible
episode,
news.
boys and girls.
I still, given that, I would deduct 1 point for my thing and say, let's roll a new show.
No, I would watch this show till the end of time.
It doesn't sound like Lindsay wants to either. Let's start a new one.
No, these are the rules.
Oh, you're
I
going
follow
for
the
it.
rules.
All right, we're going for it.
If we did it, then we go.
I want to see if we can get this to 50 next episode.
I
You're right. You know what? Living
this
on
is
the
the
razor's
game.
edge.
This
I
is
think.
it.
You didn't fail it hard enough.
I give it a
Let
9.
me just re-add this just
Should
to
have given
make
it
sure.
a
Though.
5.
13 plus 18 is
5 out of
31.
30.
41 and 9 is
It's 40.
40.
What's our show name?
Oh yeah, what is this show
Can we
called?
decide that off the clock, or is that an on
The
the
title card hasn't rolled yet.
decision? It's very
You
hard
guys
to
think
market
of it
for
while
this
I
show.
start this.
The
Wait.
the TV guide is just
Stop.
actually blank.
Stop.
You're waiting all day for it to roll down, and then you just have nothing there.
I
I
think
like that in this AI-driven future, there's a TV guide.
I also like that me and Lindsay were like, oh, relief. We don't have to do episode 2.
I know.
Got
Well, so to be clear, to pass on the pilot episode, the total score has to be above a 40. You said,
exactly.
right? And
40
but
or more.
for episode 2, the stakes are higher. Okay. And
Goes up by
it
10.
goes up every episode.
Goes up by 10 every episode until you hit 80.
Okay.
At that point, if you want to keep going forever,
Yeah,
go ahead.
live
Yeah.
your truth. So can we run me through the objectives again?
So the main things that changed is we now have to have characters change in pursuit of goals, and a core plot turn must involve Weiser's chef knives. The rest is just compelling antagonist, avoid sex, talk, or birth control, civilizational high stakes, which is Mr. Bean. And then for market data, cultural exploration differences, slapstick humor, martial arts, neurotic savants, ghosts. Okay, I'm going to do director for the next episode.
Okay, do it.
All right.
I forgot ghosts are in there now.
Yes.
What was the other new one in market?
New market data. The new one
Neurotic.
was neurotic savants and ghosts.
Oh, okay. Yes, naturally.
All right, I am going to go ahead and start the timer. Go. Okay, so The year is 1999.
Okay.
And we see little kid John Adams' descendant
Junior.
in New York. Yeah, junior. And
They call him JAJJ.
yeah, JJ. Yeah,
JAJJ.
Jaj.
Judge.
So Jaj is he's in New York with his parents. They're having a good time. It's very Bruce Wayne with his parents' energy. They seem like nice people. And suddenly people are like, "Did you hear Mr. Bean's coming to New York?" And they say it's on the news. It's like, oh, foreign celebrity, Mr. Bean, known for a show. Because in this world, Mr. Bean is the actor, and he's like a celebrity, but he doesn't like act. He's just like a comedian.
It is both like his real name and his stage name.
Exactly. He just like exists, and people think it's great.
Okay.
His stand-up show, absolutely silent, but people go wild for it. They have a clip of it playing on the news right now.
Okay.
So he comes into the city, and his parents are like, here's some money to go to the arcade. We'll be in the casino. And I don't know if that happens in New York.
It does in this universe.
And they go into this.
This is like a very Gotham, New York.
And then Mr. Bean walks over to the casino, and he does this like interested look, like, what's this? How does this work? And then he finds a coin on the ground, and he like very like exaggeratedly puts it into a machine. And then something goes wrong with the machine, and the pop parts off. It starts a chain reaction, and then before you know it, it's 9/11/2. And the
Maybe
kid
9/11/1 because it's 1999.
Oh yeah. Whoa, yeah, good point. Let's make this 2009.
Mr. Bean has caused 9/11. I will say, if John Adams Jr.
Dodge.
Jr. is a child and he's going to be an adult in 2058 running something, I guess he could be a child in 99. Yeah.
No, it's 2080, but I think at the end of this, he goes into cryogenic stasis.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, he's just old. I mean, it's a director of some major government thing. He's
And
probably
technology
like
has
90.
caught up. So like
Yeah.
being 90 is the new 40.
Sure.
So I
He's
like
soon
that.
to retire.
Okay.
And he's not going to retire without taking care of Mr.
Anyway,
Bean.
because
Anyway.
I assume
He wants a legacy.
So this kid is standing there in the dust. Everyone's running around screaming. His parents are clearly dead in this rubble. And he finds one thing on the ground, and he picks it up. And it's, okay, what is it? What is a British denomination of coin money?
Sterling.
A sterling?
Oh, nice.
Okay,
I was
perfect.
going to make a Harry Potter joke there, but
You got
we have
pound.
He finds a little tarnished piece of sterling in his hand.
Is
because
that what the currency was in the 90s?
I mean, it was pound. They didn't change with the change to the euro.
even
Okay,
the
I
coin
don't-
was
I don't
called
know.
that?
No, I mean, it's all pounds.
But the coin is called a sterling.
No,
Like how we have a-
it's
Like a
sometimes
nickel.
it's referred generally as like sterling, but like I think we should just call them pounds.
I think I'll call it a British coin. And the audience realizes that this is the coin that Mr. Bean put into the
Yes.
hilariously fragile slot machine.
It's speckled with blood, presumably his parents' blood at this point.
But only on
All
one
because he
side.
put the wrong kind of coin in the machine caused all of this.
Yes.
And he blames Mr. Bean. And then we do a fade into the same hand
fade.
with the coin.
It's old. It's an old hand.
It's a gnarled hand now.
but
Yes.
holding like the blood is dried and black.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the opening credits. And this is when the title plays.
Yeah, it is.
Like an anime opening title.
No, just
No.
the title card.
I think it would be like House of Cards-esque.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like buildings.
There's like a
falling
piano.
down.
There's like a loose piano ditty.
Oh, you know what it is? It's like the beginning of Mad Men, or the guy falling off the tower.
Yes.
Except now it's a guy like walking into buildings and they fall apart.
Yes.
And you can
Silhouette, and there's
Mr.
chaos in his wake.
Yeah. And then the title
And then the
is...
title.
Bean.
Okay.
Okay, Bean. I'm keeping the pause in too.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right, so so cut to the intern. He's just got off the plane in New York.
Yeah, and TSA has found a gun in his pack.
Oh,
that
that's
his
right. That's right.
government boss handed to him before saying, "Go get on a plane."
Oh, and they put the cookie in front of him. That's
Yeah.
right.
And he's like, I don't even know what was in there. What else is in the in that envelope? You know, like, we gotta get in there, and like I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what my boss was saying. My boss is John Adams Jr. Like, just really, there's got to be something else in there.
Bring, bring.
No, they open. I think they.
Is this your phone?
Yeah, well, that one is. Yeah.
I'm going to answer it. Hello, this is TSA.
Robbie, my son, what are you doing? Where are you going? I thought we were meeting. You were going to pick
Who
me
is
up.
this?
Who are you? Who are you? My son told me he was going to pick me up from the railway station today. He was going to pick me up today.
He's in from Canada.
Sorry. Okay, ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He takes off. There's been a terrible bit of confusion. I mistakenly thought you were British. You're actually Jewish. Go ahead. You're free to go.
There's no British.
You're free to go. There's no Jewish people in
Oh, and here's your gun.
Use your gun back, sir.
It's not.
This is a world where 9/11 happened very differently.
Oh, that's right. I
TSA.
planted that gun. So
So the TSA rules look very different.
yeah, they look very different because they're all prepared for the British instead.
They're like, you can't have any sterling in here.
Like people just like call out to British people on the street, like, "Oh, would you like a crumpet?"
Very problematic. That's like,
Oh my gosh.
that's an Anglophobe right there. That's like Anglophobic, and you can't have that. That's really
So he
prejudicial.
gets the gun back?
No, they
Was
open
it
the
his gun?
they open the envelope more, and it's just like and the TSA agent's face blanches, and he puts it back and puts the gun back in, and he's like, "I'm sorry, we need to get you like through as fast as possible." And they put him on a plane, and he still hasn't seen any of the stuff yet, Robbie. That is, so he's on a plane now, like hurtling through the air to New York.
He's reading through a British phrase book to prepare for his mission.
Gosh, I guess we cut to Mr. Bean for a brief, like, cut away from the flight, cut to Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean
He's got a
is
knife.
at Beatty's Mongolian barbecue.
Yep. And
The girl is there, but oddly enough, she doesn't have a chair. No one offered her a chair. Everyone's convinced that Mr. Bean is a party of one.
And he's just like eating food out of the ingredients.
the raw
trays.
meat. The
I
raw
like
meat.
that, yeah.
And you know, now
He dips some of it dip it in the sauce.
he
thing.
sees somebody else going up to the big circular Mongolian barbecue thing where they've got the people with the knives, and he's like,
The Weiser brand chef knives.
and there is one. There's a specialty knife brand specifically dictated by the market, I guess.
Oh, and when he sees the chef with it, he pulls his own knife out, like, "Hey, good taste."
And he had in his pocket, unsheathed.
And you know, there is an alert on the TV playing in the Mongolian barbecue. It's saying potential zombie outbreak.
Mongolian barbecue.
Potential zombie outbreak happening. We need to take shelter. Do not go outside until the alert is over. And so the whatever it is, the Mongolian barbecue locks down, but the chefs are still cooking, and the girl is like turning a little green in the face.
Oh boy, he doesn't notice because this piece of beef he's eating raw is kind of rubbery. So he takes out his
sounds
knife
like Mongolian
and he starts
barbecue, I
trying
know.
to cut the meat on the ingredient table, and the knife slips out of his hand and.
No, it's so rubbery that it accidentally like slingshots the knife across the room, and it hits the zombie-fying girl. And he somehow accidentally, through this tragedy, stopped the zombification of America.
That's
But
I like that. Nice and neat.
but what he doesn't realize, and what only this force of nature can see, is the spirit of this young girl float up from her body and begin to haunt him.
Oh,
He looks further back. He looks outside, and he sees the ghosts of every life he's taken following.
Oh, this is the first time we've seen the world through his eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
And this whole time he's been like nodding at people we don't see on screen.
Yes.
He is haunted, an absolute force, and he wants everything to end. He hates the ghosts, but they're
But he
everywhere.
can't help but create more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Were we
Oh, we have 5 minutes left.
okay? Let's pause. 2-minute timer.
2-minute timer is starting now.
Okay, let's go through where we at on our things.
Compelling antagonist.
He's gotten even more compelling as like time.
That's true. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buy it. Yeah.
Next one.
Avoid sex. Fine.
Nailing it.
Characters change in pursuit of goal.
Haven't done
Not
that.
yet. I think we got to switch to the intern.
Yes. Yes. I think he's got to get grittier real quick.
Core plot turn with the chef's knives. I'm
Yes.
about to get to that. I think he's going to walk out of the restaurant. We realize everyone in there is dead now.
Oh, because he didn't throw the chef knife. He threw his own knife.
Yeah.
Because killing that
also
girl
has
is a
that
core
chef's-
plot turn, I feel.
That's true.
I think I thought the knife he took was.
Oh, he took the knife and used it. Yeah, I think we did that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We
Yeah.
did it. Yeah. Because he created another ghost.
And it reveals the ghost.
Yeah.
Which is a core plot turn.
Agreed. And civilizational high stakes. Well,
Still
it's
there.
Mr. Bean.
Crushing it.
Mr. Bean.
We established that at the beginning.
Yes.
He's civilization
Yes.
threat.
He's like Godzilla.
Civilization level threat.
He's a world-ending.
Cultural exploration and
We are not
differences?
crushing that.
Not really.
We could
If
really
anything,
get
we're
into
only
the
getting
Yiddish
more
mom.
racist as we go. Well, I hope this changes. Slapstick humor.
We got it. That knife launching across was hilarious.
Yes.
Tragic, but hilarious.
Martial arts. That's a form of martial arts. I don't know.
Maybe we cut to the intern and he is forced to use his martial arts in a situation. And
I
that's
like
a
that.
change of character, and we're putting the martial arts in there.
And we're giving me like
Where are we at on the
give him
timer
a
for
chance
2
to
minutes?
save the cat a little bit.
Where's the 2-minute timer?
27
Okay,
seconds.
okay.
Neurotic savants. I think the intern maybe can be that. We got the ghosts.
Yeah, okay. So we need to figure out what neurotic savant looks like.
Okay.
He could be martial arts savant. Maybe he's neurotic about...
Maybe he stopped practicing
His
because
form.
he was neurotic, and it like triggers OCD where he has to do everything perfectly. And
Oh, I
if he
got it.
doesn't, then he has to redo it over. So he does this entire fight sequence, and
Okay, that's our 2 minutes. We're going to start the 15. Or sorry, the 4 minutes and
just to finish that, he does the fight sequence, but like he messes up like the landing, so he does the fight over all on his own without anybody there, just so he nails it.
Oh, I like that. It's Fight Club energy. Okay.
Okay.
So we cut to
He's at a hot dog stand.
he being Robbie.
Robbie.
He's landed. He's in New York. What's more New York than a hot dog
He can
stand?
nothing, and he can finally open the letter, and on it says, "You're the only one I can trust, Robbie."
I think as he's trying to read his letter, perhaps he gets interrupted.
Yeah, there's a British woman, an older British woman, trying to buy a hot dog, and the British stand or the hot dog stand guy who's very American. He's
I
like,
thought you were saying British stand. Like, he's like a big fan of Britain.
the hot dog stand guy is just like hassling her, and he's like, "Oh, you want a hot dog in it?" or something like that. And he accuses her of stealing a hot dog. And he like for some reason gets violent with her.
He
I
sits
think
some
in this
goons on her.
chaos
Yeah.
too,
Some teenagers
this is
come and
what's
start.
interrupted. Like this hooligan-ness has interrupted Robbie trying to read his letter, and they've knocked it out of his hand, and he is like triggered by this. He's like, everyone's acting up. Like, what is going on here? I need that. Like the fate of civilization rests on me having that manila envelope with a gun in it.
And so like okay,
And it's blowing away.
it's blowing away, and like
I meant it's like in the chaos of the fight.
in order to get to the envelope, he is subconsciously doing his martial arts.
Very
knocking
wuxia,
these
right? Like
guys
we're thinking
out.
like crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
There's strings, but there aren't.
Like there's
Yeah.
a shot where like the wind blows the piece of paper and it flies in a guy's face, and he just punches the dude and grabs the.
I'm thinking of him like redirecting
paper.
a lot, right? Like he's
okay.
going through and passing a lot of arms
and I'm
and
imagining
getting them to the ground. He's doing like backflips.
I'm
Doesn't
ima-
need to be doing them.
and I'm
He's
imagining
very good at avoiding calamity, which
Yes.
is the antithesis
Oh my gosh.
of Mr. Bean.
And I'm imagining
into
I'm imagining that this paper is going through the fight, and he's like chasing it, doing all of that.
It's
avoiding,
airbender energy.
And so
he's
he's,
giving
like,
us airbender.
going through it. But then at the very end, the thing that I said at the beginning happens.
Yeah, so he's used his like clearly incredible martial arts skills to go through the crowd. He's managed to put down the teens who had gotten into this fight. Even the British woman is on the ground now. Everyone's either like unconscious or just like floored by his martial arts, and they're pinned to the ground in fear of this casual prowess he has demonstrated. And he is holding the envelope triumphantly in his hand, and you see him start shaking his head and saying, no, it wasn't good enough. I have to do it again. I have to do it again. I have to do it again. And he puts the envelope down, even though you see his hand shaking. He doesn't want to have to do this, but he has to do this. He is compelled.
A single tear
and
rolls.
he walks backwards and repeats the entire form over again, this time with the already existing victims lying on the ground, witnessing their own ass kicking in the air above their heads. And he grabs the envelope, and you see him hesitate, and he's fighting and he's fighting. But through a few deep breaths, and he says, remember what your therapist said. He manages to resist the urge to do it again, because the fate of civilization rests
That's true.
in his hands, and he starts to open the envelope and read again.
And as he's reading, he pulls the gun out.
Why? Go on. Do we see what it says?
The letter starts like, there's a gun in here and you are going to need it.
And then the punks run away because he has a gun, and so does the hot dog stand guy, and the old lady. And then the letter says like, you're gonna have to kill Mr. Bean, and he has a moment of like unsureness there, because he's like, kill Mr. Bean, why? And it's the letter starts saying a lot of things about British people, and it gets meandering, and he's unsure, right. And then the old woman comes up to him, and she's like, oh, thank you so much for saving me. And then she just grabs all the hot dogs off the cart that the guy left, and she's like,
She's like, cheerio, right?
cheerio, and runs away. And the guy is like looking at her, and then he cocks the gun.
And
I think we just see him take aim and then cut to black.
Take aim?
take aim.
Sure, yeah.
He's just looking
Cut
down
to
his
black.
sights.
We hear the thing, and then the gun go off, and then credits roll for the episode.
Wow, you guys really took that. Okay.
I think
He
that's
hasn't
really.
changed.
That's true,
I
yeah.
think that's some slapstick too.
What?
I think that's hilarious.
I think the biggest joke is this letter starts. This is a gun.
You guys are going to get these AIs killed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In fairness,
This-
Chris, that is my life goal.
True.
The episode was fantastic. You've created two separate entities now, an unstoppable force of destruction in Mr. Bean, and an unavoidable, like other one in Robbie.
Yeah, that was really eloquently put.
You guys put it better in the thing, but
All right, let's go through.
I am more sold
I'm the idea guy.
this episode.
I give this
That's
episode a
true.
solid. I would give it what Sterling gave the previous one.
An 18?
18? Yeah, that feels good.
I'm giving it a 26.
What is wrong with you?
All right, so what, is that
Sounds
23
like
then?
the funniest show.
I would have to literally type it into a calculator.
What? 18, 18, 36, and 26 is another 42, 52. And then 52 divided by 3 is 17 and a third.
Wow. Yeah, that was impressive.
Wait, that can't possibly be the average of 18, 18, and 26.
Yeah, that's true. You went wrong somewhere. 18 times 2 plus, what did you give it? 26? 62.
Oh my God, I'm a dummy. I was adding 16.
So 20.
20.6.
All right, let's round up for Sterling. 21.
21.
Because this show is going to be a
This
cult
show
hit.
slaps.
This second episode really sold me more.
It's like, you got
martial art.
I'm being a little ironic, but not completely.
you got to
No,
give
I'm into
20.
it. Yeah.
you got to give it 3 episodes. But really,
So, yeah,
Mr.
you
Bean.
gotta give shows
It's like when someone gives you a recommendation and like it gets really good at the end of season 1.
And
then you gotta stay tuned for the big twist in season 2.
And in our defense, it's a 15-minute drama, not a 45-minute drama.
That's true. So in some world, we would still be in episode 1.
Okay, so let's roll what changed.
Okay, so we're rolling for the changes in executive orders. So we're gonna start with the 2d6s.
2.
2, avoid sex. Damn it.
No.
Oh, that one was so
Oh, wait, no. Compelling antagonist? God damn.
bummer.
We spent a lot of
didn't have
time
one.
on
But
this
we can,
scene.
but we can still have him. It's fine to have
Yeah,
a
that's
compelling
That's true.
antagonist.
That's true. Let's see what we replace it with.
73.
Scrolling through the list.
73 is replaced with establish A plot and B plot.
Done.
We did that.
We have
Kinda.
Bean and
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah. The B plot is Mr. Bean's ghosts for sure. Okay, so we have to roll a second executive order change. So it's 2d6s again.
7.
7 is characters change in pursuit of goal.
That's good because I don't think we really did well on that one. That's a relief.
19.
19 is extol the virtues of capitalism's impact on television.
We got that one the last time we played too. That's so funny.
Extol. I promise you, all of these things are only on here once.
No, I know.
Keep
I know.
rolling
That's
ghosts
really
and
funny.
Zombies and
And extol the virtues of capitalism.
Yeah.
All right. I think we did a pretty good job on that.
did we?
Extolling the virtues of capitalism.
This is a pretty
Mongolian
specific
barbecue.
one.
We have a lot of like product placement.
But it has to be how capitalism helped TV,
Mm-hmm,
basically.
It's very specific. Okay.
Mongolian
So-
barbecue paid for our show?
Retcon.
All right.
Sterling's like, now that I know that, let me tell you how the episode really went.
So is the next episode has to start Bean.
Hold on.
By
No, we
Mongolian
can't
barbecue.
plan right now.
Okay, so establish A plot and B plot. We did it. 6.
We did.
Yeah, I would say 6.
Avoid sex. 6.
Wait, I thought that one changed.
We thought it changed, but it didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
was my
6.
mistake.
6.
Extol the virtues of capitalism.
That's right,
TV,
0.
Big fat.
Core
gooseneck.
plot, Wiser Chef's Knives.
6.
6.
We
6.
discovered Bean.
18. Civilizational high stakes.
6.
Damn, we got 24.
That's almost enough already.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now we need to change. We need to roll the 2d6 for executive orders.
Or no, for market data.
Oh, sorry, market data.
4, so slapstick humor is out.
Thank God. Oh my God.
We can change it
ahead.
for Mr. Bean now. 70.
70. I think we really went hard on Mr. Bean, though. High energy climax with clear stakes.
We had that.
Half of that we have. I don't know what the stakes are, but
Universe.
We don't know yet, but there are
Civilization.
high stakes.
well, this episode has to have a high energy climax.
It did. He had a fight, and
He
then he
did.
had his
It did. I
neurotic
agree.
fight, and then he pulls
That's
out a
true.
weapon and
Okay.
he shoots somebody.
Those are
Roll
high
for the
stakes.
other one. We're not scoring yet.
9.
9 means neurotic savants is gone.
No. Oh man, I was
I
really
had a
into
hard
that
time with that one.
characterization.
But like, I really
I thought
like
we
that.
found a way.
I think you did.
It was hard, but I thought
that
we
would've
found a
been
way.
6 if it stayed. 35.
It's like, oh, it turns out the audience hates neurotics.
Right.
Monk, terrible.
Would you say 36?
35.
I will say like neurotic
Oh,
savants.
shit. Oh, shoot.
Appeal to middle-aged women.
I think it might work.
We haven't. I mean, do they love Mr. Bean?
I think exactly nothing we did is to middle-aged women.
Middle-aged women are famous for loving Mr. Bean, martial arts, murdering children, ghosts, and gunplay.
It's almost remarkable how cleanly we sidestep that demographic. But middle-aged women might remember Mr. Bean.
That's true.
I don't know if it's enough to give it a 3.
I don't think it's
but
enough to give it.
that's
Okay, so let's
something.
go through these one by one.
Okay, so cultural exploration and differences,
0.
0.
That one hasn't changed, guys. That's
Because all we do is American
I
and
know.
British, and we never really get far into that.
I put it up on a T, and you guys just missed.
You know,
Yeah,
we really should have
uh-huh.
picked cultures we know something about.
I feel like I know a lot about American culture.
No, I mean the British.
I know a lot about.
High energy climax with high stakes.
I'm gonna give us a 6.
That's a 6.
Okay.
It's a big fat.
Then we already passed, but let's see what our score is. Martial arts, 6.
6.
12. Appeal to middle-aged women, 0.
0.
Ghosts, 3.
No, 6. We got him. We got him in there in the coolest way possible.
All right, I'll give it.
I think we've introduced it as a major plot point, even though we haven't seen it much. It's
So
like they're there. They're
It's like
present.
the fog monster in Lost, and if he could get away with it without ever explaining it,
45.
Wait, is there? I've never watched Lost.
That's a 63.
either. That's so. And your goal for us was above a 50.
Yeah.
We were like,
We
I'll
are
be
still
so
going.
impressed if we can go above a 50.
So here's my
Pilots are
question.
hard. Pilots are
Do you
hard.
want to try to see if we can beat episode 3, or do you want to do a new set and do one episode so that the audience can see?
we can. Do you think that's more helpful?
I think that might be more
Yeah,
helpful,
let's
right?
do that. Anything to get rid of Mr. Bean.
I'm gonna take these things and I'm gonna write my own show.
I
Yeah.
think you should do that.
I've
Yeah.
got some friends that write, and I might even pitch it to them.
Yeah.
and See if
I'm really excited to hear what he thinks about that.
Oh, for sure. I think he'd love it.
Gonna write a Mr. Bean treatment.
It all started here.
It's a shame that I think he's a little too old to like do the action scenes that I had planned for episode 3.
How old is Mr. Bean?
Well,
The other day I had to check to see if he was alive.
Why did he come up the other day?
Well, you guys know this, but I have a cardboard cutout of Rowan Atkinson
I do
as
know that.
Mr. Bean
That's
in
true.
my house.
I forgot about that. I would like to really let everyone listening know this is not a bit.
No, it's for real. I have that.
Like,
I don't know why. And at this point, it feels like more of a choice to get rid of him.
he's just in your living room,
He's just part of our family.
in your adult house.
Yeah.
is he 68 right now?
That seems young,
It seems after this, you would think that Sterling would be the one that had the Mr. Bean.
right?
Do you want it? I feel like
We do not want it.
I don't. I wanted.
they
you
are
to-
married. The other two people in this are married and cohabitate.
Sterling
so you
and
know.
myself, yeah.
I've wanted you to get rid of it for a while, just to be perfectly blunt.
And that's why I keep it. All right. Let's roll some new orders and data.
Done.
All right, so we're rolling the D100s for all these for fresh round.
55
And we start with executive orders.
executive orders. We're going first.
The people who pay our bills are like, we
Well, this
feel
is
like
a good
this
one.
is good.
Whenever you get a Bezos one, it's like this is either going to be really challenging or
Positive
every show has
emotions.
this.
Come on, baby.
Violence.
Love it. Yes.
I think that's tough. I don't
Okay.
like writing violence.
Roll it again. The peaceful AI.
36.
36 is appeal to hard science graduates.
Like Futurama does. Right?
Yeah, I mean, in a way. I
This
think
is
it
not going to
applies-
be a me job.
All right, I can do that.
It just has to pay lip service.
I already have
Oh,
thoughts
science.
too. Oh, that's true too. It doesn't actually have to be good science. It can just be like, wow, science is useful. I feel like I'm planning.
Wahoo!
What was it?
64.
64.
That merited a Mario Wahoo.
Yeah.
They are a master of two worlds.
No.
In the first episode.
No.
We got that for our first episode last.
Dude, what is up with that? Yeah.
These dice are weighted.
We didn't use those dice.
Yeah, we did.
We used an app
Oh, that's right.
to roll last time.
90.
90. Drama. Drama genre elements must be introduced.
Love it. Broad.
I'm thinking like
Doable.
The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Or is it Sopranos? No.
Either.
27 is the last one.
Last one is no character should be seen using alcohol or drugs on screen.
Okay.
I dig it. I like that.
Okay. So those
You
are
can talk about it. You can say someone did. They can't show it on screen.
no use.
It's like a
visual.
liquor commercial.
I like that.
So like if you see like a silhouette behind a screen of like Jessica Rabbit or something, and she's smoking a cigarette behind it.
No, I
you
think
don't
that-
actually see it. You just
I
see.
think
That
that
would
would
be
be
seeing it,
depiction.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're shifting to market demands.
75.
What do the kids love?
We're dredging through the Twitter and the
Quips
TikTok.
and banter.
Quips and banter. It's a Marvel movie.
That's like
I'll
all
rely
I do.
on you guys for this one.
Why?
'Cause we're married.
Banter at each other all the time.
35. I feel like I've rolled a 35 like 5 times today.
Drugs.
No.
This is the perfect combination.
Just drugs.
Yeah, it is. Has
We can't
drugs
show
is
them.
the
No one can.
buzzword.
We can't show anyone using them.
This should definitely be a drug show. You just don't happen to see it happen.
Okay.
7.
7. 7 is it's a biography. People like biographies. Okay.
Hold on. 38.
First kiss. I'm getting like summer camp drug dealer vibes from this. Oh, I shouldn't say anything though.
All right. How many more? One more?
One more.
65.
65. What?
I'm sorry. That
Neurotic
was a
savants.
56.
Oh, okay. Mistaken identity. So someone accidentally gets involved with drugs?
I think it might be like a catch me if you can type of thing.
No planning.
Oh.
Whoo boy. We might have to start on a commercial break.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. Read through them all before we start the timer.
Go ahead and read them, Sterling. Let me set the timer.
The executive orders say we need violence. We need to appeal to hard science graduates. We need to show a master of two worlds in our show. The genre has to be drama. We
Doing this on purpose?
cannot have any alcohol or drugs used on the screen.
It's because you told him to talk normal.
That's it. That's on me.
The market is very
He's
clear.
making eye contact now.
The market is super clear right now. We need quips and banter. We need drugs. We need biography. We need first kiss. We need mistaken identity.
All right. Anyone want to be direct? I feel like Lindsay hasn't
Man.
taken on that mantle.
Are we commercial breaking at the top, or are we're just?
How about we do cold open and then commercial break?
Okay, let me read it. Let me read
Okay,
it
one
one more
more
time. Let me have a plan. Gosh.
I believe in you.
Okay, I don't know.
Yes, director.
Starting the timer. 3, 2, 1, go.
See, I thought I said I had a plan, and I was full of lies. I think we're gonna open.
That's a good start.
Thank you. On a fight scene. We're in a back alley. We don't know who these people are, but we just know that it is violent. We see the flash of some weapons. The lighting is dim. There's just a scuffle as they are tangled together. And then we hear sirens in the background and the people disperse. And 2 police officers roll up to the scene. They get out and we see that it is a man and a woman. The woman looks like she's the head of the more senior of the 2 partners. She has this kind of tired look about her. She's seen this before. She's weighed down by the violence of her city. And the guy who gets out is a little more young and plucky. He's already trying to chase on foot after the people who have run away. And she just says, stop. You're not going to catch them. And she sighs and kind of kicks a rock on the ground, and she just says, one more drug deal gone bad.
And they drive. They're driving away, and the younger guy, his name is Robinson, and he's like, Sheila, you know, you're gonna have to open up one day. I feel like you got this cold exterior, and you know, it's very intimidating, but I feel like you got a good streak in you too.
Kid, you haven't seen what I've seen. The world out there, it'll kill any good streak you have going.
Commercial break.
Commercial break.
Okay, so start the 2-minute timer.
Okay, yeah. I have some
pause
questions. Yeah. I don't know how we're gonna do first kiss.
I don't know how we're doing. Biography is the one I'm the most.
I was just about to, before you gave him names, I was ready to say, you know, like, all right, Lyndon Johnson, it's time for you.
Famous for starting as a police officer?
No, but that's like the fun part of it, you know?
I think
this guy's so young, he could be like a 21 Jump Street situation.
we don't know what year this is. Oh, it could be. Are you going towards mistaken identity?
Well, 21 Jump Street will let us do first kiss,
Okay.
drugs,
Okay.
master of two worlds,
Okay.
because he's undercover, drama, I guess. And he could be studying science in school. I don't know. It's
Okay.
the
I was
easiest
thinking,
thing I could think of.
I mean, biography wise, maybe it's like a drama detective thing about like he's, I don't know, catching a real killer. Or maybe the biography is about like an actual inventor of something that we use in crime things. Like it's a biography about a scientist who invented like DNA studies or something like that.
It could also be a training day situation
I don't know what that means.
where like maybe the boss is the drug dealer.
I like that.
And that's what's like made her so hardened.
Yes, that's fine. Mistaken identity could be, I don't know. It could be someone gets mistaken for the criminal who's not. They're actually innocent.
Or he gets mistaken for the wrong person.
Oh, he gets mistaken for being behind his boss's drug deals.
Yeah, the office has like there's some kind of like internal affairs person looking into him because they think he's a drug dealer, And
That's our 2 minutes.
He is in his private life.
That's our 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's our 2 minutes.
All right.
All right, I'm starting the clock. Okay, back at the police station, in the locker room, he overhears some people saying like, "Hey, I heard internal affairs sniffing around in our department, and he said someone in here is crooked, and they got like they're selling drugs or something like that." And then the other person, kind of like, because this person's actually like a crony of the boss, and he just like tells him to shut up, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And well, maybe not the main character, but Robinson is like looking around shiftily, and we don't know why he's looking around shiftily. And then we follow him home, and his roommate is there. He lives with a roommate, and they're hanging out. And then some people come to the door, and because no drugs can be shown on screen, they're like, "I forgot to pay you for the weed." And he's like, "Oh, it's no problem, no problem." And he takes the payment, and then he looks away in the distance thoughtfully, as he's worried that Internal Affairs knows about his side job as a weed dealer.
Okay.
And then we cut to the boss, and she is the same scene happens in her house, and they're like, "Here's for the crack cocaine."
Oh my God. Okay.
I also forgot to pay you.
I also forgot to pay you.
You better. I'm glad you came and paid me because I was about to have to sick the boys on you with my badge and everything. And
Yeah,
and
by the boys, I mean the police force.
I know, this is so dark.
it is. It's a drama.
Okay.
Who is this a biography of? Is my question.
I don't know.
Isn't every biography kind of like biographical about all the people in it?
We could cut to the mayor.
Okay.
It's about Rudy Giuliani
Oh my God.
restructuring the New York police force.
Like, for some reason, after we diverted funding to the police force to clean up the streets, well, wait, the second time we clean up the streets,
He added quotas,
somehow,
and he's like, "Look how much more crime we're stopping."
yeah, he's like,
Statistically.
the people are telling him, or one of his assistants is like, drug sales have quadrupled since you started sending more money to the police to combat drugs.
Yes, I like
And
that.
he's like, how does that make any sense?
I really wish I could do
Also-
a Rudy Giuliani impression.
Quick asterisk on this part for like at the bottom of the show. Like these are not verified facts. We are making this up. This is not something that we are able to verify because this data was not inputted into our database.
Although we are calling this a biography of Rudy Giuliani.
This is a
That-
biography of Rudy
yes,
Giuliani.
but
This if you went to Chat GPT or the future version of it, who is sapient, and was like, tell me a biography about or give me the biography of Rudy Giuliani, they might still lie to you in the future and tell you what we're saying.
Anyways,
Yes. What years was he mayor?
2001 for sure.
He's 9/11, right?
He was like on his way out then, but that reinvigorated his
And he
popularity.
gets the second, yeah.
But I think we're increasing the size of that disclaimer now at the bottom.
Why? You're not confident in our knowledge right now? Okay.
I know very little about Rudy Giuliani. Just
I think he's a mayor who did a lot to like up. Didn't he do like in the 90s? He did the upping the quotas for the police department and like
that did. I'm
overhauled
pretty
them.
sure that happened under him. I think the two things I remember him for are that. And this is like
having crazy
I just
eyes.
imagine three like computer people just being like, "What do we know about Rudy Giuliani?" And also the clean up the streets.
Yes.
Like, literally garbage.
Okay.
In the streets. That was like one of his things.
I love it. That's this.
I'm pretty sure.
He's also probably, I don't know, he's going to meet with a scientist.
Yeah.
Take the garbage.
Oh, maybe it's his top guy to talk about how drugs are made. And he's going to talk a lot about the science of tracing these drugs.
And as he's describing the science, we see this woman in the police department doing that. And she's like running.
But not with the drugs, just with the science.
with a sample. We don't know what it is. Oh, but it
We
can't
don't
even
know
be
what
a
it is.
sample.
Can't be a sample.
She's
Oh my
looking at the results of her test.
Yes, it's numbers
She's
and like
drawing
graphs.
And Okay.
She's very hands-off.
Now this is where
But
it's
very
more,
good at science. She's in a lab coat, so
this is,
you know.
This is where it's inspired more by true events rather than being like about true events. So
Oh my God, if like Mr. Bean walks in.
So the drugs that are the drugs are actually being engineered in the police force, and they're putting amounts of like radioactive material in there that decays, kind of like iodine when you go in an MRI. And this is because there's going to be some Star Trek bullshit, baloney talk here, and it's going to be like, yeah, and we put this in there, and so it goes into their bloodstream and doesn't harm them at all. But if you put a Geiger counter next to them, they're going to start ticking, so you can see who's using. And it's actually our officers are going undercover as a master of both worlds to try and like get these people, get people like identified so that we can find them and get them the help they need.
Was the thing about the Geiger counter real?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is why the
Damn, drugs are
I
crazy.
feel like the only thing that's real is the fact that Rudy Giuliani exists.
the asterisk gets a little bigger.
Okay.
Okay, so the lady's looking at the she's like, I need to do Geiger counter test, because it turns out we see in the back wall her badge and gun, and she's actually the internal affairs person.
Yes,
but
she's our new
also a
protagonist.
drug scientist.
Yes.
And she intends to stay undercover as a scientist helping the police, but really she's doing a secret operation to figure out which
To take down the corrupt police officers.
or at least figure out who is selling the most drugs. Or who is selling drugs.
Okay.
Could be more than one, I guess.
And she's slowly becoming like integrating herself into both of these departments and worlds.
Yeah, she's having like lunch with the Robinson guy, who is like, I kind of picture him as very like doe-eyed, and he's like very young looking.
I don't think he wanted to get into the drug dealing, but I think he's
certainly-
easily swayed.
I
And
don't
was
think
like, I
most
guess
weed
this is what we're
dealers
doing now.
want to be a cop. So I think he's like thinking about his whole role in all of this.
Yeah.
And at some point, actually I shouldn't say that. I was going to say he should arrest his friend, or he should have to be arrest his friend or something. So
What's Lady Scientist's name? Darla. Her name's Darla.
Darlia.
Darlia is out with what? Robinson.
And she's like,
Is it a date?
no,
But
it's like a
it
work
might be
lunch.
quippy.
That's true.
Have some banter.
She's like, so how are you and the old mummy?
What?
She's actually bad at banter. She's a hard science graduate, and she only cares about logic. She's like, Mummy, your boss, because she is middle-aged, and she might consider planning.
Darlia,
or
we can't
state.
say things like that anymore. You know, HR is going to be up my butt if they hear me talking about my boss like that, or you talking about my boss like
you're
that, or anyone talking about my boss like that.
Robinson, you're sweating a little bit, and she's talking kind of like the guy from Star Trek.
Data?
I was picturing her like that doctor from that TV show.
The good doctor?
The good doctor.
What is that? What is that?
The
supposed to
one where
talk like?
he's autistic.
Oh my god, the one that's on all the
Twitter,
memes
yeah.
and stuff. Okay. Yes, that is who she is. You're sweating, and people who are sweating are usually lying.
I see that fancy science degree's doing you well again. Look at you and your powers of observation, Darlia.
Yes, they are astute. So, I'm looking for someone who is not selling drugs in the department.
Me, I'm not selling drugs in the department.
Excellent.
I hate drugs.
Black Dynamite. I sell drugs to the community. Sorry.
What else we got for her?
We need a first kiss.
She's never been kissed. Boy.
She talks about how she wants her first kiss.
Yeah, does she? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't know social cues.
Yeah, I'm different from the other people in the office. I have never done drugs, for example.
Me neither. Same.
Okay.
I
'Cause
hate,
you kind of have the demeanor of someone who does drugs.
can't say that to people, Darlia.
Oh, okay.
Can't tell people they're middle-aged women. You can't tell people they look like they do drugs. You can't tell people they sweat a lot.
Okay. Did you know Rudy Giuliani was born in 1951.
That seems early.
That's some very interesting biographical data about a very important person to American history. Thank you, Darlia, for that piece of information. It is very valuable, and I appreciate
The
it.
voice of Rudy Giuliani.
Darlia, you're such a big Giuliani fan. It's like the only thing I know about you, that
Yes,
you like
he has-
science and Rudy Giuliani.
He has 3 brothers and 2 half-brothers.
I bet you'd put a big old kiss on Rudy Giuliani if he walked through this door.
Actually, I've never been kissed before, but you
Wow,
look
you
like
don't
you
say.
have been kissed before.
Lots. I mean, I don't want to brag. You never kiss and tell. Gentlemen never kisses and tells.
Have you ever kissed a drug?
What?
Say again. I don't even know what a drug looks like, probably.
Wow, your police training has failed
She's
you.
like, I would show you what it looks like, but I decide not to. Wait, how much time do we have? We have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Anyway,
He goes in and kisses him.
what?
What?
That's not earned.
All right. You're right. That was just a Scrubs-like moment.
She says, "Look,
She cuts away to a fantasy of herself kissing Robinson. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
and Robinson is having a fantasy of him kissing his boss or his."
Oh, yeah, I like this.
And she says, "Listen, I have some suspicions about your supervisor. I mean, well, what would you call her? She's not the chief. She wouldn't be out on
Partner.
Senior
his
partner.
partner. Yeah,
senior
your
partner.
partner. I have some suspicions about your partner, and I'm trying to become your friend so that I can probe you for information about her.
I don't think I want you probing me. But I'd be happy to probe my partner.
Yes, if you can probe her forcefully, or actually, if you can do so with subtlety, like
I think
I'm
she'd
doing right now.
prefer the subtle approach rather than forceful. I think forcefully probing her would also get me, kicked off the force.
Yes,
Ba-dum-psh.
I think it would be sexual harassment. If you can give me as much information on her as you can, because I have suspicions.
Well, I think she's about 5'6". I think she's around
2 inches shorter than Rudy
C
Giuliani.
cup. If I had to guess, I haven't checked though. That would be sexual harassment. Blonde hair, green
Is it
eyes.
sexual harassment to make notes about a person's cup size? I've already noted yours.
What do you think it is?
A minus.
I gotta hit the gym.
I don't think there's minuses and pluses in cup sizes.
I want her to have like an exact inch measurement of this man's chest.
You're 18.
40 inches.
I don't know.
How much time do we have left? We have to wrap this up.
Shit, yeah, we got sidetracked. It's over. That was
Oh no!
It's about.
estimating his cup size.
We're not good at pilots, guys.
Oh, no.
You got to give it a couple episodes. All right, let's see what we did.
Biography was hard.
I think we nailed
I
it.
think we
though.
got a 3.
I think
Yes,
I think we got a
yes.
6.
If it stays, I just it's so hard because I'm I guess everything has to be about biography.
7.
So Sterling's rolling to change the
We're changing
executive
the
order.
third.
Oh, right.
Spot,
The third. Oh, yeah, you're right. The third one is Master of Two Worlds.
Oh, thank God.
God.
Okay, all right.
And we are replacing
Nowhere to go but up.
that with a 6.
So,
No.
second.
That better not be. That better be a market force. I see. Are we on the market force table? Because we better.
We are on executive orders, and we're replacing Master of Two Worlds
with 6.
with the number 6,
Thank God.
which is major characters die. No one died.
No one died. Certainly no major characters. Okay, let's see what else we change.
5.
Appeal to hard science graduates.
That's probably for the best.
2.
Characters express what they want and try to get it.
That lady is.
She's
so
very
direct.
direct.
Yes, that's a 6.
She's the good police officer.
Okay, are we gonna roll for market?
6.
6 would be biography.
Thank God.
We have all these Rudy.
Well, I guess we're
Giuliani
doing a
facts.
one episode, so
We have all these Rudy Giuliani facts in that episode.
Okay, what did we get?
98.
I'm gonna look up when Rudy Giuliani was actually born.
Wear things.
Like a werewolf.
Yeah. Well, That's going to be hard.
So get this, guys. Rudy Giuliani in actual life turns out to be a...
Well, it's a good thing that we replaced biography with werewolf, because those things are famously incompatible.
Not if we talk about like Taylor Lautner.
Right, you know what? He was born 1944. He's even older than I thought.
79,
Damn,
right?
I was off by 10 years.
Yeah, why?
Or
How do you know that?
7 years.
Why did you just have that ready to go?
If you knew that, why
the
didn't you
math.
help me earlier?
Yeah, what is happening here?
You said 1944. That's 79
Oh, you
years
did
old.
the math. I thought you
All
were
right.
like, yeah, of course he was born in 1944.
What's the other one we're changing?
79.
7.
7.
We're changing werewolves now.
Changing werewolves again.
76.
76. Revenge.
He was mayor of New York from 94 to 2001.
Okay. Episode 1. How did you guys feel about it personally?
I would not watch the show.
I would not watch this show.
I'd give it like a 6.
I like the scientist character, and I think I'm biased because I played her, but I don't know. Actually, I would not watch the show.
I'd give it like a 7.
Yeah, that feels right.
Like it has the potential to go somewhere, but I just don't know if it's gripping enough.
Nothing has happened. Like nothing moved it.
Right. I
Like-
agree.
I think if we added more Rudy Giuliani facts, maybe.
There was a reason we had no conclusion, and it's because nothing was happening.
We had no thesis either. Like, what were we saying?
Drugs without showing them in a biography with hard science.
It's about how bad the police are, but also the whole show is about police. But also about
That's
someone
right.
trying to find a drug deal. Police.
So what's the first executive order?
The first executive order is violence.
Did we even do that?
3. We opened
Three.
with a
Started
violent
with that,
scene.
yeah. Characters express wants and try to get it. That's a 6.
6.
So we're at
6.
9. No one died. Drama. Definitely a drama.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Genre
6.
of this. So 15. No alcohol or drug use on screen.
6.
6. 21.
Should have given it lower. I don't want to keep on doing this.
Actually, this is convincing me that I don't know if it's just you guys or we just feel really good about our own shows, which I don't think we do.
No, we
but
don't.
we are consistently making 40
We hit the goals.
because we're at 28 right now.
Yeah.
and we haven't. So market data, quips and banter.
No.
I give it a 3.
0.
3. We tried.
3.
That was not good quip.
You can.
It doesn't have to be good.
I think the audience can tell someone was trying to quip.
Yes. There was a
They're like,
brief
"This
attempt
has the
at
cadence
quips
of a quip."
with the partners at the beginning.
All right, fine. If you guys want to think that's a quip
3.
banter, we'll go.
You didn't even put any effort.
I was just at a loss this whole episode.
Oh, now you know how I felt during the
Improvising
first
quips
Mr.
is
Bean.
hard.
Yes.
Okay, so 3. Drugs 6.
6.
We got
9. Revenge 0.
Yeah.
First kiss
0.
3.
3.
0. What are you talking about?
She talks about how she wants
Imagine
one.
the first kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We did the scrub scene.
3. So I'll give it a 3. Wait, where were we at now? 3, 9. So 12. Mistaken identity. I don't think we got
I don't
that
think we
at all.
did that. 0.
Okay, so are there standards after all? Let's find out.
No.
The total
No
is
way.
7 plus 21 is 28.
No way.
Oh my god, we got 40.
Love it.
But we will be ending this here because
I'm sure everyone was desperate to see what the next episode
Yes.
is. The problem is I think we hit the things.
we clearly
There was just no
Could not-
central movement.
yeah, and we clearly could not thread the needle where we hit all the things and also make a fun show.
Yeah.
Which most of the time we shouldn't.
Yes.
So this does convince me we should make it a little higher. This is an example of play, so just so you know, the first score might be a little higher in the
I like it.
document that you
Or it could be like the first few times you play, you set it at 40, and then you can choose to house rule it up to 45 for the first episode.
Makes sense to me. I think it's a good suggestion. All right. Before we go, again, thank you, Sterling and Lindsay, for helping me record this example of play. Again, please check out their podcast, Player versus Plot.
I've got good news if you like Chris, because he just might be on there too. Our
Oh, and
the
also,
long hiatus.
if you like this game, you should check out Old School Stylish on Itch.
There's the real plug.
You should check out.
Tell me what Old School Stylish is.
That is a supplement for if you like basic Dungeons and Dragons or OSR games. Old School Stylish is a rules supplement. It focuses on finding abilities in the world of the game rather than leveling up and learning things from a class that you pick at character creation. And it has stuff to help you kind of do that in a flavorful way, like learn from a martial arts master or study animals or something like that. I also want to shout out my friend Jared Crater just started Space Penguin Inc. That store should be live now. You will see something from me on there soon.
When you say store, it's like an online store
Online
to
store.
purchase what kind of things?
Tabletop RPG
Okay,
books.
love it.
Good. Yes, good point. Yeah, so go ahead and check that stuff out, and hope you enjoy this game. Thank you.
You're welcome.